Hey guys, so today I have with me the Moondrop Golden Ages, a pair of truly wireless earbuds from Moondrop that house planar magnetic drivers. And of course, it also comes with active noise cancellation. So let's talk about what makes the Moondrop Golden Ages a really good pair of truly wireless earbuds and why it sounds special. Alright, let's start with the unboxing. So as with all Moondrop products, they have something very colorful going on here, and I'm a fan of that. Sliding off the outer cover, you have this black stealthy box inside with the Moondrop logo. Opening this, inside, you can see how everything is very neatly arranged, and personally, it's the first time that I've unboxed a pair of truly wireless earbuds that have such a good presentation. So very impressed. So we get a whole lot of paperwork, the USB-C to USB-A charging cable, numerous pairs of different sized silicone ear tips, the Moondrop Golden Ages charging case, which looks pretty nice, a cover for the charging case so that you can use it for a long time without getting it all scratched up, and of course you get the truly wireless earbuds, the Moondrop Golden Ages themselves. Okay, let's quickly talk about the specs of the Moondrop Golden Ages. So each of these truly wireless earbuds pack a 13mm planar magnetic driver, and these drivers have a separate fan base altogether, especially because planar magnetic drivers give you that very nice sweet bass response which is very tight and also gives you a hint of the sub lows, and everything sounds very pure. So I'll get into that when I give you my breakdown of the audio quality. Apart from that, these rock Bluetooth version 5.3. As for codecs, it supports SBC, AAC, LDAC as well as LE3. These also pack active noise cancellation as well as transparency mode, and I'll give you my review of that a little down the line. Now the earbuds themselves have a battery capacity of 37 mAh, while the charging case has a capacity of 380 mAh. Now as for the battery backup, so according to Moondrop, on a full charge using the AAC codec, the earbuds themselves are going to give you 6 hours of continuous playback. Now again, this is not at 100% volume. You can expect that around 50 to 60% volume, and coupled with the charging case, you get a total of 18 hours of continuous playback. Now of course, if you're going to use SBC, this battery life is going to go up, and if you're going to use LDAC, it's going to go down further. So depending on what your phone supports and what codec you're using, the battery life is going to vary, but in general, 6 hours at 50 to 60% volume is what you can expect from the Moondrop Golden Ages. Now talking about the build quality, so yes, it is all made of plastic, but I am a huge fan of this charging case. Now it's got this retro look of a cassette player that we had back in the day, and I myself am old enough to have used cassette players or the Walkman, and it does bring about a lot of good memories. So this is what they're going for, and I like the color combination as well. It's got orange inside, as you can see, and it's got this matte blue on the outside. So overall, very nice, and the build quality, although plastic, doesn't feel cheap, and the earbuds themselves also are made of plastic. Now they are very light, very ergonomic and comfortable. There is no ear fatigue at all. They don't feel overly cheap, especially for their price. Now on the surface of the earbuds, you have your touch control functions. So you can control all the usual functions like play, pause music, skip track, go to the previous track, answer and calls, summon your voice assistant, as well as toggle ANC on or off. What you cannot do, however, is increase and decrease the volume, which is a bummer because that means if you have to do that, you have to take out your phone or summon your voice assistant. So it is something that I wish was there, but it's okay, still acceptable. Now as with Moondrop Bluetooth products, it comes with a companion app, the Moondrop Link, and with this you can toggle ANC on or off. You can choose between different EQ presets, and you can even customize what the touch controls do, and of course you get over-the-air or OTA firmware upgrades to keep these up to date at all times. Okay, now let's talk about the main criteria, which is the audio quality. Now you guys know, if you're an existing viewer, I judge any audio product based on how they produce the 3 major frequencies that broadly make up any sound that you hear: the highs, the mids and the lows. The highs, or the treble, where the really sharp sounding instruments are, the mids where the vocals are, and the low end or the bass response. Okay, starting off with the high frequencies or the treble response, the Moondrop Golden Ages gives you a high frequency response which is very pleasant and very natural. So there is absolutely zero sibilance. It packs enough detail for you to understand or comprehend each of the instruments that are being played. It's a very easy, smooth listening experience where it has enough clarity and sharpness so that you're aware of the instruments that are playing. They are well separated, well spaced out, and they don't intermingle with the vocals or the mid-range and don't get eaten up by the low end as well. So the high frequencies of the treble response is very sweet. Next up, we have the mid frequencies where the vocals are. The Moondrop Golden Ages does a very good job with the vocal response because male vocals sound very organic and natural. There is no added depth or sharpness or clarity, so it doesn't sound hollow. It's got a very neutral response which maintains the natural tonality and a bit of the natural warmth as well. So vocals sound very smooth and mellow. Female vocals sound pristine without being over sharpened, and it's also very separate from stringed instruments. Speaking of which, the strokes of guitars also sound very nice, very mellow, very smooth, and again they are very separate from the higher frequencies, so there is no intermingling and it maintains its separate lane, and overall it's a very pleasant and smooth listening experience. Finally, we get to the low end of the bass response. Now, expectations were high because these house planar magnetic drivers. Now, while the bass response is very sweet, it's very round, absolutely undistorted and gives you ample bass. However, it is not meant for a bass head. I would have wanted a bit more rumble of the sub-lows that you technically get with planar magnetic drivers, especially on their in-ear monitor that you're going to use, which houses such drivers. So while it didn't have a lot of the rumble of the sub-lows, however, the bass response was very sweet, absolutely round, undistorted, had enough depth for you to enjoy the music without being overpowering, without eating into the vocals and the higher frequencies. So the bass response was adequate, had enough thump, not overdone, definitely not for a bass head, but is enough for you to enjoy your music. So overall, highs, mids, lows, very sweet, very pleasant, and a very easy, natural listening experience. Now, one thing I'd like to mention is that when you go into the supporting app and go into the tab under EQ, so you have your different EQs, especially if you're updated to the latest software. Now, you can choose between reference, monitor, bass head, 5128 target, and secret. So these are the 5 EQ presets that you get. So I tried my review using all of these and I found that 5128 target is the ideal and best combination of the highs, mids, and lows. So the highs sound their sharpest without being sibilant, so you get the most amount of detail, the vocals sound the most natural, and you get the best effect of the bass as well. Now, as for the ANC, it again does a decent job. It provides up to 44 decibels of active noise cancellation, it cuts out the hum, and it does a more or less good job, and it does work. Now, the transparency mode is very nice, and again, it's very useful when you're out and about on the road to be aware of your surroundings. And if you want to save battery, you can just keep it off, and that provides decent passive noise isolation. So it blocks out a bit of the outside noise and you can listen to your music just fine. So just to summarize, guys, the Moondrop Golden Ages is an absolute win. Combining the planar magnetic driver, which is a win in itself, the really nice appearance of it, the very good build quality, and of course the very smooth, pleasant audio quality. Altogether, the Moondrop Golden Ages is the complete package, and I definitely recommend this. So there you have it, guys. That was my in-depth review of the Moondrop Golden Ages. I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have any other questions regarding this, do hit me up in the comment section below. I'll try my best to answer them. As always, the link to this product and other products will be in the description below. I would really appreciate if you use those links to make your purchase. It will never cost you anything extra, but you guys will be helping me run this channel, and I can produce more such high quality and helpful content just for you guys. So thank you so much for stopping by. Make sure to smash the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, share this video, and I'll catch you guys very soon in the next one. Cheers.